Here. I'm a little nervous.
Okay? Okay.
All right, here we go.
What's do?
Hey, guy! You jacked my seat.
No, this is my seat.
Dude.
What?
Dude.
What?
Dude.
Stop that.
Dude.
What?
Dude. That's Shaun White.
Well, I don't care if he's Betty White. I'm sitting in this seat right here.
Then I'm sitting in your lap.
Well, you won't be the first Olympian that sat in it.
Told you I'd sit here.
Good, I'm glad you did.
Good, I'm glad you did. Good, I'm glad you did. Good, I'm glad you did. Good, I'm glad you did.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Build. Today we have TV actor Jace Norman with us. Let's give it up. Welcome back to the studio.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
So people know you mostly from the Nickelodeon series, Henry Danger, of course, but late last year, you sort of made the jump from actor to entrepreneur with your new company, Creator Edge Media. So since you're familiar with superhero stuff, what's sort of the origin story for Creator Edge Media?
Yeah, so kind of being in the entertainment industry and being tapped into kind of the pulse of everything that's going on, I kind of saw the switch from old media to new media, which is basically kind of what you guys are doing. And I kind of saw that there's this big shift of kind of people's eyeballs. Like, they're always on their phones, you know, and they're always, when you're in the car, you're looking at your phone. And when a commercial comes on, you're looking at your phone. So I kind of saw that as an opportunity, and I'm in the field already, and so I got a bunch of my friends together, and we started this company called Creator Edge, which is basically we connect brands to millions of people using the internet.
So I know when I'm scrolling through my feed, I see these advertisements with various influencers, and I can detect always when I know it's not them writing.
Of course.
And it feels sort of inauthentic. So what do you think nowadays, what's sort of the problem with brand influencer partnerships?
I think they're trying to do it the old way, which is just kind of throw an ad in someone's face and hope that they then buy it. I don't think that's how it works on social media. I think the most important thing to me for this company is making sure that our creators are, it sounds weird, are cool. It's not just about how many eyeballs you have, it's what the eyeballs think of it. Like the Kardashians, for example, like the reason that, or Kanye West, the reason that he sells so many isn't because he has the biggest following necessarily, even though he is huge. It's more because of his brand and the way that he kind of distributes like the stuff that he makes to make it cool, to make their friends want to wear it, to make everyone around you start wearing it, so then you want to wear it, or you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's really important to me that we do this right, and we do it in a way that doesn't compromise kind of like, because like I think people think that like that people are stupid, like they're just gonna look and be like, oh, like that's cool, like, oh, okay, yeah, we got it, cool, it sounds good, you're holding up that app, that's awesome, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work like that. And so we're gonna do it the right way, I hope.
Yes, no, I mean, so and I know you're sort of like tapping some people in your circle, like fellow Nickelodeon stars. Sure. Who are you looking to collaborate with in this new venture? Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we want to get a good team together as far as like clients go, and then we can collaborate vice versa. And it's not just about like getting the biggest names. It's about kind of maybe getting some smaller names and then bringing them up the right way, and then kind of trying to find the next Kylie Jenner, the next Madison Beer, whatever that is.
Yeah. You know, so and it's a shift for you in terms of your career trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
Did you face any sort of opposition or challenges in that way? Like, were people like, this kid from Nickelodeon wants to do this company? What was that like? I
mean, there's like being a kids star, or a kids, I get called like a kid actor. You know, you get this kind of like stigma of like all the things that have happened in the past from other kid actors, you know, and it hangs on you, and it definitely like is kind of like something that I'm working on, kind of paving my own path for that. But you definitely get a lot of like, who do you think you are, dude? Like, oh, you're a teen actor? That's cool. You must think you're a big deal, huh? Oh, now you're gonna start a company? What are you, like Elon Musk? It's like, no, I just, you know. So I did get that, but you just got to keep pushing and kind of put blinders on and just focus on what you know is to be true. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's so exciting. And you mentioned Kardashians, Kanye West. Are there people that you're kind of looking up to, emulating, and learning from in that same process?
Yeah, I mean, I think someone who's really doing it right now is Alexis Ren. Do you know who that is?
I don't know. Who is that?
Do you guys know who Alexis Ren is by any chance?
Please educate us.
Alexis Ren, something like that. She's a, do you know who Jay Alvarez is?
Oh, no.
So they made these
Out of touch.
They made these cool videos where they would basically like go on these awesome trips and make very cinematic, awesome, cool content. They got a large following. I think she's got like 10, 20 million at this point. But the way that she has her own clothing brand, and she just wears the clothes in the pictures. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people, they look up to her as a style kind of. They like her taste and they like her look and they want to emulate her style. And so because of that, they then will buy. She's had a successful company off of that. Yeah. So that kind of goes to the example of it. Like if I made a underwear brand, I don't think people would buy it. But it depends. Maybe they will.
I don't know. I feel like.
Whoa, I gotta write that down. But so it just matters about, you know what I mean. So it's vital that we do this right and we do it in a cool way and we keep the content cool and we're the go-to brand. I hope one day we can get to that point.
No, I mean, I think it's so smart. Like, that's just the way our culture is moving, and to sort of capitalize and monetize things that we're already scrolling through is, I don't know, it's striking while it's hot, I think.
Yeah, and it's totally, the internet is more about trends than TV, you know what I mean? Like, it's TV's more entertainment, internet is more like kind of pop culture. Does that make any sense? So that there's a big advantage there when you have a big name in pop culture, there's a big advantage of like selling that kind of brand.
You know, I know you've sort of spoken about this before, but what comes with social media is so many positive things, but also some negative stuff. And it can be so toxic a lot of times. And I know as a person in the spotlight, you must fend off a lot of that stuff. So what has that component been like when you're developing this new sort of brand?
I mean, it's definitely something that I think a lot about because it affects a lot of my friends and a lot of the people in my circle. And you kind of see these people kind of they go in the spotlight and they kind of become the spotlight. They kind of become the image that they project online, you know, and they think that that's dumb and like that's what they're all about. And so that can be damaging sometimes because you gotta. For me, the way I do it is I kind of separate myself. I say like I'm me, and I'm like I'm Jace. I'm a human being first. Then I'm an actor. Then I'm also like this influencer, whatever. And entrepreneur. Like it's more about being like this is who I am, and then like having the gig that you do be the second thing. But that's not really what society's all about. They're more about like what do you do? You know, like who are you is basically what are you doing for a living? How much money are you making? Which is kind of messed up. And so on social media, it's just amplified times 100. How many followers you have? You know what I mean? Like how cool does your life look online?
That's stressful. I mean,
it's funny because if you could see some of these people's lives that look amazing online, you'd realize that they're imperfect too. Right. They're like just so like human. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so funny to see like, oh, you must literally have like they've got it. They won. Like, no, they didn't win. They're struggling too, but they're struggling with everyone else. So I take solace in knowing that whenever I start comparing myself to other people on social media.
No, I think that's a really good sort of message to put out that you are human, you are, just trying to make it like everybody else. Yeah. Then you have also these great things going for you. But I think that sort of authenticity rings true, and that's important for your fans to see online so they're not sort of blinded by this Hollywood culture.
100%, and that's why I try to I try to do that. Like I try to be as authentic as I can, just because then I don't feel like I can sleep better at night. I don't feel like I'm fooling anybody about like who I am. Like the person that I am on social media is like maybe I don't post like my worst days, but it's not like I'm always just like, all right, how can I make myself look the best? How can I be the best person? Like I'll post a selfie of me just laying in my bed for no reason. I'll just be like #selfie, #me time. You know what I mean? Just because done, boom, post. Because it's like that's fun for me. Like I enjoy that, and so like I feel like that gives people a little bit more of like a I don't know. I just feel more connected then to the followers, and I feel like they feel more connected to me because I'm not trying to put on a show for them. Yeah. you know.
But it must be a lot of responsibility at times. Like we've seen figures, I mean, most recently someone like Logan Paul,
Right.
who has been embroiled in a lot of controversy. Does that sort of pressure get to you? And I mean, when that all happened, what was your sort of reaction to that?
I mean, I kind of like, I saw it coming a little bit. Like, you could tell that was going in that direction. I don't think that he purposely was trying to, obviously, he wasn't purposely trying to do anything. I just think he got kind of caught up in it. Like I was saying, like you get caught up in like, this is me. Like, I got to do this. I got to do crazier. I got to do crazier. And then you get a bunch of views and you're like, oh, this works. I got to do more. Oh, this is what I got to do more. You know what I mean? And like, and then you end up doing that. And then it's like, to him, that was like, in his brain, he thought that was a good idea because he kind of got so caught up in it. Like in his brain, it was like, oh, this is a good idea. I should do this. This is good. And then now it's good that he kind of got the lashback, because then it shows other people that like you gotta watch yourself. You gotta be a good person and have like actual like yeah, you know, lines.
No, I think that's a real moment probably for the influencer YouTube community, like a kind of teachable moment that like there are certain lines that we don't cross on this platform.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a responsibility. It's like, really, you're gonna like just it's like you don't have any respect for like what that guy went through. It's like you just kind of think that like, oh, it's just like get away from get out of yourself and think for a second like what's going on, you know. So, yeah.
So you know, looking ahead to 2018. The rest of the year, what are you hoping to accomplish with Creator Edge and with this sort of family of influencers that you're creating?
I think it's easy to be like, oh, let's just go as big as we can. Let's go bigger, bigger, bigger. But I'm gonna really focus on quality, and I hope that we can make a good. Like I don't necessarily. I got a question like is this like you're Selena Gomez and like instead of singing you're doing entrepreneurship? And I was like, no, like I can like go off the map and like feel okay with myself going off the map for a while and working on myself, and then I'll do other things. But I love that you guys will have me on and have me talk about this, and I love that like people support me in doing this, because it's really a dream come true for me to be able to do this. And like I just think it's awesome that we live in a world where like I can like actually do this. Like I'm only 17. Like 50 years ago, this is impossible. Yeah. So this is awesome.
No, I mean, and your career is ever the more dynamic because of it.
Yeah, thank you.
And, you know, going back to the acting side, I know, you know, Henry Danger is currently airing its 4th season, as popular as ever. So what can you spill or hint about what's coming up on this show? Any fun behind-the-scenes moments?
I mean, season 4, it's like you do 4 seasons of something. At the 4th season, you're just having fun at this point. So we're just having fun, and we're just laughing and goofing around. And I think the writers have finally found like what works and what doesn't. So like we're really just like just having fun, and the writers are having fun too with us. And it was probably the funnest season of Henry Danger so far, because we kind of got over the hump of like season 3. And what season 3 was hard because it's like, oh God, we've been doing this for 3 years now. Like, how do I, like, you know what I mean? And then we got over it. Like season 3, the show took off a little bit more, and so now we're just like, me and Cooper were just like, let's just have fun this season. And so that's what we did, and it was a lot of bad jokes that are inappropriate, and a lot of just like goofy stuff.
And you guys always have such great guest stars, and we saw the clip with Shaun White. What was that like to have him around on the Henry Danger set?
It's so weird. I mean, it's weird because he's like, dude, I love your show, man. And I'm like, oh, thanks, dude. I love your snowboarding. And he's like, oh, cool, dude. He's like, all right, you ready? And then he was super respectful, like super on it. Like you could tell he wanted to do a good job. You know what I mean? Like the director would come up and he'd just be like, yeah, okay, you got it. And then I go, and we're just like goofing around. We're like, dude, you can take it. We don't take it that seriously because we've been doing this for 4 years. But like, that's cool. Good for you. And so it was just an awesome experience. And he sat on Cooper's lap, which was super awkward because like they're both grown men and like they just met for the first time, and they're like, all right, yeah, exactly.
You know, and looking forward, do you think this is a role that you'll do again? I know season 5 hasn't been officially confirmed or not confirmed, but what is your feeling about the future of Henry Danger?
I don't think Henry Danger is over yet. I think we got a little more juice in us. I think Henry Danger is gonna be one of those shows that I look back on and I'm really happy with. So I think look, I grew up on the show, so that's not gonna go away from me anytime soon. It kind of molded me in a way, like my experiences and the character and the people I meet and stuff like that along the way. So it's always gonna be with me.
And I know we're also launching an animated series.
Yeah.
So, I mean, tell us about that. How would that sort of differ from the show that we know?
Yeah, so kind of off the success of Henry Danger's live action, they just decided to do a spin-off animated, which is just crazy because I grew up watching like SpongeBob and Hey Arnold and Avatar: The Last Airbender. Oh,
so good.
Oh, the best. I still watch it. I got it on DVDs. I got the Earth season 3. And what was I saying?
The animated series.
Oh, we got an animated show now, and it's on Nickelodeon too. So that's crazy. To just kind of be in that area, be in the same like name as them. Yeah. So
it's easier to film, right? It's like you can just like go in and you're.
It's not easier for me. It's like it's harder for me. Like I'm so bad at it. Like I'm literally like I can't. It's like you just have to say it with your voice, and like I have such a weird like monotone voice that like They were like, can you just get a little more energy? Like, can you, just like this time but bigger, but like better, and like, and we can hear you. It's like, oh, okay. And then they're like, this time but like you're younger. It's like this time but like you're not like an adult, like you're like 12. Like when we cast you the first time, can you do that? I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, and then I do it. But it's been fine, yeah.
And you know, as you're sort of exploring new roles and new projects, are you looking to do more live action stuff? Like your dream project in the acting field would be what?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I could say something, but it wouldn't be. I hope that something great comes my way, and I'll be itching for it. I'm working really hard to improve my acting and stuff, and I've learned so much since I started. Like it's been such a learning. Like when I started, I had no experience. Like it was like my first thing. I did like a couple things before it, and so like I was just like a kid with like a bunch of energy, and like I just want to prove myself to the world, and like just would scream a lot and be really weird because like that's what I did at school, and like that's like what people like, and so like I did that, and like that worked for a little bit, and then I had to mold and change, and I think the happy medium in between the both, where I was like not like super just like weird, but like also like cool, because I feel like superheroes, like they want to look up to them, they want them to be cool, they want to like they want them to be cool, they want to look at someone who's cool. So I was like, I want to be a little cooler. So I became a little cooler. And obviously that didn't translate into real life, but I'm good at, I can act like that.
So what would you say is, I mean, what a unique way to grow up in front of the
such a weird
spotlight.
way.
Like what is, aside from acting, what is one thing that you've learned over the course of Henry Danger?
That's a good. I've learned so much. The one thing that I say, and it's okay. This is gonna be like so cheesy.
We like cheese. No worries.
Okay, this is like the cheesiest thing you've ever seen. But for me, if I could actually be honest with you and say like the biggest learning experience that I have had, and you guys can be like, oh yeah, good. I'm just ready. Is that when you get to a certain point, when you get to a certain place like of success, and like because I always dreamed about doing it, right? And it's like I'm like, I want to be that. I want to be that. I want to be an actor. I want to be in the film industry. I want to make a lot of money. And then you do that, and then you realize that you're just the same person that you were before you had all that. That like you don't get that, and it's like all of a sudden, boom, I made it. It's really, and it sounds cheap. It's really about the one doing it, and also like the journey, and also the people that you have around you, and also like I feel like in trying to get it, sometimes you have such a good time in trying to succeed at whatever you're trying to succeed at, that then once you get it, you're kind of like, oh, I want to like, that was really fun when I was like grinding like back in the day, and like I didn't have anything, and like me and my friends were just hanging out, and we were just like looking up at the world like it was crazy. So like basically it's don't necessarily think that once you get a bunch of money that like then things are gonna snap and you're just gonna be perfect and it makes happiness, because money doesn't buy happiness.
No. Well, it sounds like you have a lot of, let's give it that. You know, you have a lot of good people around you. Your brother's backstage.
He's such a great person, isn't he?
And you got a lot of big projects coming up. But I know this audience has some questions for you, so let's get it started. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
First, I want to say congratulations on your company.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I have a question about Henry Danger.
Okay.
How do you feel about like the show starring you?
Say that again. Sorry, I didn't hear the last part.
How do you feel about the show starring you?
How do I feel about the show starring me? It's a lot of pressure. At the beginning, it was a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of work to do it. It's just a lot of workload, just because the physical work that you have to put into it. And but in the end, I guess it pays off because I get to do things like this, and I get to meet people like you. So yeah.
Thank you.
I imagine, being the lead actor on a set, you really set the tone for the series, and that's a lot to have on your shoulders.
Yeah, you kind of have to fit into that role. You know what I mean? Because everyone kind of looks to you and they're like, "What do we do now?" And so you kind of have to do that. But luckily, the crew. I mean, like Dan has had that crew for so long. I mean, he's done like every Nickelodeon show ever. So he's had that crew, and they are just the best. Like the crew is the best. Like they're so. Like the thing is like a lot of crews, they kind of like, they're like, oh, there's a star, like we gotta, but they've had like Ariana Grande and all these people when they were super famous on Sam and Cat. So that for them, it's more about like, they're so used to just like having like the set dynamic, and they don't care what's going on outside the world. So like, it's really cool to, like Ariana came by set, and like you would think, like we were
oh my God.
We were so starstruck. We're like, oh my God, sorry. And then Ella was like, oh, sorry. And then like, what's up, Ariana? How are you doing? And like, it was like, she was like, hey, how are you? Like to the producers, like a coworker. It was like, what? It was sorry.
Yeah, I'd be on the floor. We have another question.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. I was wondering, what was the best piece of advice you ever received, and from who?
Ooh. I don't know. Probably because.
Did Ariana give you any advice?
She texted me, and she told me, she gave me some advice about like the pressures of growing up, which I thought was really cool of her and unsolicited. Like she didn't need to do that at all. So that was really cool of her. So shout out to Ariana. Thank you for that. But the best advice I've ever gotten, I have no idea. I don't know.
Sometimes you don't know. It's okay.
I don't know.
Oh, we got more questions.
Next question. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Since you're doing your show and you just started your business, how do you balance it all? Like, how do you keep yourself grounded? Good
question. I'm still figuring it out, if I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a lot to deal with because of just like I have all my family dynamics, and then I have my show dynamics, and then I have the company dynamics, and it's just about I guess staying focused in what you're doing at the moment, and letting everything else kind of fall into place. Does that make any sense? So if you're doing something, it's all about what am I doing now? What am I doing right now? What am I doing right now? And then because if you're just thinking about everything else all the time, you're never going to actually kind of get things done, because you're always going to think about the next thing you have to do, and you're going to get overwhelmed. So I guess just focusing on like right now in the immediate moment.
Yeah, good advice. Next question. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I was just wondering, I mean, since you've done these shows on Nickelodeon, so you're obviously someone that a lot of kids look up to.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, who is your role model?
That's a good question. Anybody in the world? I used to listen. I read the Steve Jobs biography, and I know it's cliche, but I really just like. I love Steve Jobs. I got a quote of him, and it's all framed in my room and stuff. So, yeah, Steve Jobs.
And before we go, we have one last
Hi,
question
Jace,
for
nice
you.
seeing you again.
Hey, good to see you again.
I just want to say, how do you feel about being a co-founder of an organization that kind of like connects to the internet? Because as you said earlier, that we're always on our phones and stuff like that. So how do you feel about that?
I feel good. I feel it feels like we're kind of a little bit of a new pioneers in a new kind of like shifting world, and so that's exciting whenever you're kind of doing something that's a little bit newer and a little bit different. And so it's exciting because I get to finally kind of, I feel like I get to branch out, and it's awesome.
You the other day.
Huh?
It was fun going live with you the other day.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got to let you go, but everyone make sure to check out Creator Edge Media online, and also new episodes of Henry Danger. Give it up for Jace, everybody.
Thank you guys. Thanks, man.